Hi everyone, it's Adam here for MYEP again, and in this video we're going to talk about the ed ending on regular verbs in the past tense. This can be quite tricky for second language learners because, to be honest, even native speakers don't pronounce this very clearly, and especially not when they're talking at native speeds. So you probably know that regular verbs in the past tense have ed on the end, but this isn't pronounced as ed, it's not dropped or grilled, rather it's just a d that's put on the end. Dropped, grilled. And this can be quite difficult to pronounce on the end of a word without making it into another syllable, like grilled or dropped. So both those words should only be one syllable, but if you say the ed, it can sound like two. This is just another muscle memory problem, and with practice you will get used to saying dropped, grilled. More problems come when listening to these words pronounced. Even though this video is about pronunciation, it's worth just talking about the listening because you can understand why native speakers sometimes pronounce these words wrong, and it can help you to understand when your pronunciation matters and when it doesn't matter quite so much. So when you are saying these ed words in a sentence at full speed, the sounds can blend together so that it's difficult to tell where one word ends and another one begins. And I promise this is a problem that native speakers have listening to Thai as well. Even worse, when speaking at full native speeds, it can sound like that D isn't even there at all, and in fact, even native speakers sometimes have to check, when it's not clear from context, sorry, was that drop or dropped? There's no magic trick for actually catching these sounds, you just have to make sure that you do lots of listening practice. However, I'll just use an example sentence to try and lay out those differences the best way I can. First, I will say the sentence slowly. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. Next, I'll say it a little bit faster. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. And finally, I'll say it at full speed. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. Now in that last one, you might not have been able to hear the ed endings at all, but if I say the sentence again, but I use the non-past tense forms of the verb, you should be able to catch the difference. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. Dave was drilled because he always dropped his boiled broccoli. So okay, it might still be quite difficult to hear the difference between when you're using the ed ending and when you're not. The context of the sentence will help to fill you in on whether it should be a past tense verb or not. That isn't very useful for people who are just starting out, but for those people, I'm afraid the key word is practice. So I hope that's given you a bit of extra information about the ed verb ending, how to listen for it, and how to say it when you are speaking in the past tense yourself. There are some similar things to be said about the er ending to some words, but we'll deal with that in another video. Bye for now.
Everything changes.
I mean, come on, Dave, just learn how to handle your fucking broccoli.